Hello engineers, कैसे हो आप सब? Hopefully you are well. I am also fine. So today we are going to discuss about the SZ Selenium questions. So first of all, I would like to say thank you so much you are watching this video as well as you are supporting this channel. Thank you so much. Then, if you are feeling this video helpful for you or the same question that is asked in the interview as per your experience, please like, share, subscribe this channel as well as comment. If you feel this content is helpful for you to good, nice kind of the comment you can and give your feedback also if you want. Then what is the agenda of this session or this video? Today we will discuss the most 25 question you should be aware before the attend any interview. And this the in this video, if you have a experience between 1 year to 4 year, then you will come or you can watch this video because the question is the very basic or medium level. I will explain the question with the functions as well as the theoretical few points as the interview what the interview asks and expect to you or candidate. The same way I will explain. So okay, oh, I don't want to waste your much time, so let's go ahead. Thank you. Give me a moment. Yeah. So, what is the Selenium? What is Selenium and its component? Selenium is the open source automation tool for web applications. It supports the multiple languages Java, Python, C Sharp. Work on the major browsers related application like web browsers, and there are so many components of the Selenium. I think four components: ID, WebDriver, Grid, and other one also. This is the example of the WebDriver. WebDriver is the for to initialize the WebDriver function. So we have need to WebDriver driver new Chrome driver. We are initializing the Chrome driver as same the A is Firefox. You can initialize, and we are hitting the google.com on the browser. Okay, so this is the answer. Then what is the difference between Selenium 3 and Selenium 4? Selenium 4 is the enhanced version of the Selenium 3. Selenium 4 contains the W3 protocol, WebDriver protocol. It supports the relative locators, new Selenium grid architecture, integration with Chrome DevTools. Example, relative locators, the enhanced version in the we got in the Selenium 4. Okay guys, and web element, this one driver dot find element driver in this way, and web element user driver dot find element, and we provide the locators also like relative locator dot with the tag name input dot above password. This is the relative beauty of the relative locators. How we are doing? We are initializing the element in the w like in this variable. Then what we are doing? Relative located with the tag name input dot password we are calling from this element. This is we are getting the Selenium 4, and it's working with the W3 protocol. Might be you have a question, what is the W3 protocol? W3 protocol is the help to communicate with the Selenium to web browser. Whatever the communication is happening between the browser and the Selenium, it is through the W3 protocol. And this is the completely different topic. I will explain in the another video how, some of the time interviewer ask how the Selenium function working with the communicating with the browser. So this is the protocol or the communication process. I think you heard or you learn about the uh, network network subject. Then you have read some topics related to how communication between the communication between the network or the browser transactions sorry yes, protocol transaction, these are different things, so let it forget for now. Then W3 is the communication way between the selenium to browser. Okay, so go with the next. What are the locator in the Selenium? Are used to identify web element. What is the locator? Locator to identify the web elements. There is so many type of the locators: ID, name, class name, tag name, link text, partial text, XPath, and CSS. CSS is the little complex but reliable. But you should be knowledge how we can write the CSS element or how we can identify the CSS element or how you can write the CSS for to identify element. Okay, so this is as per my understanding, this is the way of the writing little different compared on the id link test or xpath is easy or reliable also. Partial link test we don't use framework label, most of time we avoid this thing. But id, name, class name, tag name we use frequently, but it is not much reliable. Id for the unique perspective. If element is unique, then we use id. Okay, example, driver find element, this is the element and send key is the xyz name you can provide. Then what will be happen in this element? We will send this name, and we css selector the input type equal to password and the value will be sent. Okay, go with the next. Difference between the find elements or find elements. This is guys very important question or very basic question. Why I'm saying important? This is very basic question. That's why I am considering this is the important. Find elements is like the match the first one element. If that element is not matched, then throw a exception. Throw exception is like element not found. Element find element is written the list of element, return the empty list if no found. If there is no element found, then we get the empty list. An example driver dot find element. This the element we have provided. Then the provide the send keys and list of the element for the web element list web element link find the elements with this name. Then we print the all the this tag name, this element we print the all this tag name tag element in the console. This is the beauty of the find element. So this is the find elements. If element is find, then we send key is the Komal, and then we find the multiple element, then we will print the all the a tag element on the console. How do you handle dynamic element? Use the XPath contains start with. This is the dynamic element handling. Contains with start with, and use the CSS build cards. Use index based locator combined attribute. Example driver dot find element by XPath input contain ID comma user and send keys Komal. With the help of this dynamic XPath or the XPath, we are identify the element. And in for the start with, then we simply write the start with class and x by z in that way. If you are saying for contains with like contains text text equal to x y z, then that means ki the text contain the x y z, then you can identify the element. This is the way. How do you switch between the windows tool? Use the get window handles, iterate the over handles, and switch to dot window handle, switch to back to parent. Example string parent equal to driver dot get window handle. For we use the each loop, and all the window handles will come one by one in the child element, and we will switch driver dot switch to window handle. This is the way. Use get window handles function and iterate the each window handle and switch to the window handle and switch to the back parent and switch to back parent, and this is the function we use directly, and this is the parent window, and with the main driver dot get window handles, and we are calling or iterating the each element window elements, and then we are doing driver to switch to window child, we are switching to parent window to or current window to child child element. How do you switch between frames? Frames, let's example, this is your web application and there is the one frame, there is the few element is there, you have need to verify some elements, then you use the switch to frame indexing, switch to frame by name, switch to frame by web element, switch to default content, and driver dot switch to frame by name, driver dot find element by id dot click, driver dot switch to default content. See guys, if you are going with the find element, that is fine. Otherwise you should have to implement in the way driver dot switch to frame by name or the default content. Sorry, default content is will be your control, your Selenium control from this particular frame to this one for the driver dot switch to default content. But if you want to switch from main window or default window to this one, so you have need to driver dot switch to frame name. Okay. How do you handle the alerts pop-ups? Alerts, use the directly alert function is there in the Selenium. Use the switch to alert, accept, dismiss, and get text and send key. This is the common function we frequently use. But before we have need to use the alert driver dot switch to alert. This is the object of the class alert function. Then object of the then alert driver dot switch to alert. This is first of all we have need to implement first. Then alert.accept, alert.dismiss, alert.getText. This is the alert interface. Alert, first of all, we have need to initialize this one. Then we can use the function alert.accept, alert.dismiss, alert.getText or send key, all the kind of. Then difference between the implicit, explicit and fluent wait. Please be careful for this question. Very important. Implicit wait for the globally is like wherever you have initialized your driver, that moment that time in the same class you have initialized the implicit wait for the whole framework. Whenever element taking time to load visual anything else, then the then that particular moment for particular element we will wait for the 10 second or 20 second, whatever you have initialized in the implicit wait. Okay, come to the yes, and then is the explicit wait for the specific condition. Specific condition like if you are aware ki if any element taking much time for the 20 second, so that case we use the explicit bit. Come to the fluent bit. Fluent bit is the beauty of enhanced version of the explicit bit. Whenever you this have a beauty is the pulling. If we are providing the maximum time is 50 second, then we will provide the pulling time is a 5 second. So it will check every 5 second ki element is visible or all the conditions it will check. If element is visible in the 10 second, after the 10 second, then script will be moved to the next step. This is the beauty of the fluent bit. Got it my point? At the framework level we use most of the fluent bit. It is more reliable as well as the we can say it is good for the time saving also while they're running the script. Let's go with the this is the implicit web driver bait, new web driver bait, driver duration of the second 10, and web element and bait dot util expected condition dot visibility of the element located by id login. Okay, so this is the expect util dot expected condition, visibility of the element, click level of the element. There are the so many functions or the condition we can use according to element what you are looking for. I think got it my point. First of all, we have need to initialize the select class. Select equal to new select. Then select by indexing, select by value, select by visual text, and get option. As well as that there are so many function. You can see whenever you will implement the drop down related, when you click on the right the select dot, then you will see a lot of the functions you can see this is the object of the class select continue select element, then select dot the yes here will be element, correct, and country dot select by visible text India, and select by indexing 1 2 3, select by value, select by visible text in that way. What is the page object model? Page object model is the framework pattern. If you want to your structure, if you want to see your framework in the structure. So definitely we have need to use a proper framework. That may be POM framework, that may be data driven framework, that may be keyword driven framework, any framework, but you have need to implement the in the pattern or the structure of the framework, structure of the code or structure of the we can say code, I will say tell you. So that it will be reliable, it will be maintainable within the team, it will be accessible all the team. So we have need to framework. Come with the page object model. Page object model is the designing pattern of the automation, separate locators and logics, increase the maintainability, often used for the page factory. And I will tell you, there is the very common classes here. Common class is the page class, test class, or base class. Okay. In the page class, we write it the element and element function. At test class, we write the test cases. We write the functions or function test cases. And base class we initialize all browser related information. And there are so many utilities config files and constant files which we are using frequently for the three classes. In that way, we have the whole POM framework. This is not enough. Then we use the log manager also, and we use the test report Serenity, any kind of the testing test report tool also. Then we config that also within the framework. Okay. How do you take a screenshot? Very important question, I will tell you. Use screenshot interface, save as file string, useful for the debugging, useful in report. Like file src, you can say with the help of the take screenshot interface, we can take the screenshot. File src take screenshot driver dot gets the screenshot as a output dot file, file util dot copy file, source comma no file or screen dot png. This is the predefined function, or with the help of the screenshot uh, interface, we can take a screenshot as well as the save in the source. Okay, what we are doing, this is the output dot file. We are getting the screenshot. Here we are screenshotting the web page. Then we are giving the naming, and we are copying that file in the source folder. Got it? And if you this is the file related function which we are using the file with the test screenshot interface. Files src take screenshot driver dot get screenshot as a output dot file. Then file util dot copy file. So naming convencing, and we are sending that file in the source. That's it. You can learn with the function how the function work. Don't like don't keep the as it is in mind. Just you should be aware how we are this function is working. Okay. Difference between the get and navigate to. Get is used for to hit the URL, both open URL, but get used for wait for full load, navigate to allow to forward and backward, and navigate support refresh also. Navigate to refresh also. Driver.get, that means it will hit the URL over the browser, and driver.navigate to, then we are navigating this URL. Like if we are working on this page, then we will, if you are using this line in the code, then it will hit this URL, navigate to this. And driver.navigate to back, like whatever the URL we are working on, then it will click on the back. Just previous, it will click on the previous one. That's it. How do you perform the mouse action? Use action class, move to element for hover over, drag and drop for DND, and double click, context click. There are so many functions. So first of all, we have need to create the action class, object of the action class, action act new action driver, act dot move to element driver dot find element by id dot perform. This is the way we can use. And some of the time people use the perform dot build also, that is also fine, but your task will be performed from this also, x act dot move to element driver dot find element dot perform. This is not enough function of this class of the action class, but there are so many functions you can use. But basic for knowledge perspective, you move to element, drag and drop. Drag and drop is just kind of the source to destination, where you want to drag or where you want to put data. How to handle file upload? There is a very simple way. Provide the element file and then send keys the address of the file. And another way we can use the robot and auto IT. This is little different, but you have need to understand the code. Avoid the manual upload and use the send key. This is the way. And work if input type equal to file. This is the input type equal to file. Then if input type equal to file, then it will work send key. And you can give the address of the file, then it will work. I think you are getting my point or not. If input type equal to file, then you can give or you will initialize this way, then it will work. Otherwise, the element is not exist in the DOM, then you have need to use different way or the otherwise robot or auto type to upload any file in the application. How do you handle SSL certificate? Yes, you should be aware. Very important question because as per for your knowledge or interview perspective, use the browser option or this is the predefined function. Chrome option dot set accept secure card true. Firefox profile for untrusted card. Avoid the warming page. For example, Chrome option opt new Chrome option. Opt dot set accept insecure card true and WebDriver new Chrome driver opt. This is the function we use to SSL certification. If you are hitting new any web page where you have visit first time, then you will get the page is insecure. That the page how you will handle? You will handle with the help of these functions. Chrome option opt new Chrome options opt dot set accept insecure card true. Then WebDriver new Chrome driver. Then you will redirect on the current next page. Difference between close and true, very basic question but important question. Close the current window, quit, close all window, close, keep session alive, quit, end sessions. Like, I will tell you later. Driver dot close, current window will be closed, driver dot quit, all window will be closed. All the window is what? While the running script, all the script is open on the browser, then using with the driver dot quit, all window will be closed as well as session will be end. But in case of the closed session is still be alive. Relative locators. Feature Selenium 4 locate relative to another element above, below, near, improve the reliability. Web element email driver dot find element ID email web element user driver dot find element. Already we discussed in the starting PPT. This is important, I will tell you. Use TestNG parallel. Configuration is testng.xml file. Selenium grid for distributed because Selenium grid basic for the parallel execution. Parallel execution. Cloud platform supported. And the what we have need to test in the XML, we have need to provide the class name, test class name test1, test2, and test suite and parallel test. And thread count is 2, 3, 4, 5. Whenever number of the class you will initialize here, then thread count will be same. Then suite name equal to suitcase names. Whatever the suite name is you have, then you will mention the suite name and parallel test and the thread count, whatever the number of the classes you are initializing, then the and all the class name will be there. Then your parallel execution will be or your test class will be run parallelly with the help of this configuration. What is the Selenium grid? Selenium grid already we mentioned. This is used basically used for the parallel test execution tool, hub for the controller node executor, cross browser OS testing, useful in CI/CD. And there is the jar files we have need to set up in your system or the framework Java jar Selenium server dot jar hub Java jar Selenium server jar nodes. How do you handle synchronization? Use explicit bait, avoid the thread or slave, fluent bait for pulling, better scalability. Already we discussed about the explicit bait, avoid the thread or I haven't used this thing in our framework, to be honest, guys. I haven't used thread or slave. Fluent bait for pulling. I all most of the time I've used the fluent bait. Fluent bait is very reliable as well as the G is a time saving also, we can say. While the script is running, you have provided the 50 second. 50 second is completely almost 1 minute, guys. This is the much time. We can't provide any element this particular this level of the time as per the application standard. So, but the fluent bit, what will it have a beauty of the pling? Then it will wait every 2 second. It will check every 2 second, every 2 second, every 2 second. Whenever element is visible, then we will move to the next step. Next step. It is reliable and better scalability also. So WebDriver bait, new WebDriver. This is for implicit bait. This is explicit bait. Clickable to be yes, element to be clickable. This is explicit bait for what because we are using for specific condition. This is the how do we synchronization. Synchronization is like application taking 2 seconds, but we have provide 1 second. Though how is Selenium synchronization with the script and the application. If you have element taking 20 seconds, but you have provide the 10 second in the implicit wait, how the synchronization? So this is the synchronization. With the help of this points, we can handle the synchronization. How do you handle the capture logs? There is the log manager you can install in your application or in the setup in your framework. We have need to add some jar files or as well as you can install in the Selenium Eclipse some tool log manager or the add some jar files. This is the two options. You can use any one of them. Then with the help of the log manager, you can use directly. First of all, you have initialized that object or object of the object or the import files of the log manager, then directly you will use log info is the whatever whenever you will implement log.info, that means your application going then click on this element, then you will say click on the element and element value, then you can see that element value on the console. Logo.info is work same as the system.out.println, same as but system.out.println we don't use on the framework level, we use the log.info. Whatever you want to print on the console with the help of the log info you can perform, you can see on the console. For the debugging perspective it is most important or most helpful. We can consider always whenever I debug my code, then we use the log.info. What is the we are getting from the this step and what we are getting and what we are providing the next step, that way. Come to the top points what we have mentioned. Use the Java logging, capture browser logs, driver.manage log.get useful for debugging. Log entries, this is a driver.manager log.get browser for entry logs, system.entry.get message. This is where we can do, and this is log.info and log manager we have need to set up, then we can directly use log.info. Difference between QTP and UFT. Selenium is the open source, multi-language support, web only testing, QTP support desktop and web. Best practices for the Selenium automation. Use page object model, prefer explicit bait, reusability function, and integrate with the CI/CD. CI/CD with the Azure or Jenkins. I will create the one video on the Jenkins or Azure, how to run pipeline or how to see the report. All the detail I will discuss in the another video. What is the challenges are faced in the Selenium? Handling the dynamic element, synchronization issue, browser capability, maintain of the script. This is the challenges things which we faced while the work on the automation or while the handling the automation things. Thank you so much guys you watching my video. If you feel the content is really helpful, please like, share, subscribe this channel. If you have any questions, so you can mail me or let me moment I'm writing there that I this is the channel this is the mail id, you can mail on me on this channel. It is mail id. If you have any question, any doubt, so you can reach out over this mail id. We will try, or our team will help you as soon as possible. And Answ Academy is the channel where you will get a lot of interview related help, uh, lot of interview related help, any suggestion, as well as we will provide the referral also in the good organization. So please like, share, subscribe this channel. And if you have any concern, if you have any feedback, so you can comment on the comment section as well as. And thank you so much watching my video.